I guess we're streaming now, huh? Okay, let's turn up the music, turn up the noise, and see how's everybody doing today. Let me quickly share this around. Sure, perfect. Grab the link for this, share it on my other channel. Copy. Sounds fine, no? I'm still not over the fact that all these names, at least on desktop YouTube, they all look different. They all have different colors, apparently. Speaking of colors, this one, okay. How about that color, huh? Entropy Addict, you like that? All right, let's share this. I think this is how we do it. We're setting aboard the Titanic one more time. This is more. Hopefully, it's gonna be more interesting because we can actually explore more of what's on offer post. Cool. I think this posted properly, did we? Let's add an image to that. Apparently, finally another Titanic stream. Apparently, it's common knowledge that I do Titanic streams over here. Anyway, how are ya? Just setting some stuff up. Where the hell? Oh no, I can't add a thing. Why can't I even? Okay, anyway, let's share it on Discord. Did that work? I don't think that worked actually. Did it work? I don't know. Anyway, so hello everybody. How are you? We're gonna be joining Unsinkable My Ass. Great, thank you. Thank you, Discord. That's great. So we're gonna be setting aboard the Titanic one more time, and I should build a mini Titanic. You know what? I actually do want to build a mini Titanic. At least maybe build a CGI Titanic. That'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't you like that? Another space stream again soon. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I had a really bad reaction to the previous space stream. But since the original Titanic stream was a bit jumpy, you know, because I didn't have that great a graphics card at that time, so hopefully this one will be a bit better. This one, I got a GTX 3060 on me right now, so hopefully that will make things look a lot smoother. I don't need Japanese ads. Thank you very much. Get the Lego Titanic. The Lego Titanic. Damn, that is an amazing achievement. You know, amazing achievement. What Lego can do these days. Y'all have the y'all have the Lego Titanic, the one actually released by Lego, because that's freaking cool. Anyway, we're gonna a full scale one. What do you mean a full scale one? Anyway, so we're gonna be checking out the Titanic, and we're gonna be checking out the Titanic Honor and Glory build of it. This is an amazing, very ambitious project created by a team of builders called Vintage Antique Revival, or something like that. God damn it! I feel like I should pay more attention to who I'm trying to support here. Anyway, it's a vintage digital revival. That's it. And just based on the name alone, let's just switch over to there. Boom. Hopefully this looks fine, does it? Let's see. Apparently they've split up the project into two projects now. So at first they were building this grandiose 100% replica in Unreal Engine of the Titanic, and they're planning to make it, like, you know, have a syncable recreation as well, so you can totally experience that, you know, in its fullest. So this is currently the demo 401 2.0, because before I played demo 401 1.4, and since then it's been expanded a lot, it's been refined a lot. Some things are actually a bit closed off now, just tiny things, but a lot of it has been improved, incredibly improved. So we're gonna check it out today in 60p, hopefully. There was a Titanic 2 that was supposed to sail last year. What happened to it? Apparently it was canceled. I was looking forward to Titanic 2, honestly. Maybe we're going to talk about that a bit later. Yeah. So anyway, so this is roughly about 111 years since her maiden voyage. It sank between April 14th to the 15th. Which is a few days away, so the Titanic Honor and Glory YouTube channel will do a stream on that live, like exactly 111 years to the minute, to the second, with I imagine a brand new full-time, real-time sinking animation. So please check that out if you're interested in supporting this project. I got a link down below for Titanic H&G. However, there will, I imagine, will probably be another stream held at the exact same time by a certain part-time explorer who is I think a very, very good historian type YouTube channel. He used to be the face of the company for a while until there was some scuffle going on between him and the creative team, and it made basically the whole project look bad. So he left, and he's doing his own thing, and he's doing very, very good things on his own. He does great ship documentaries about shipwrecks and exploring ghost towns across America, like actually visiting them and filming them. It's really cool. Check it out, please. So part-time explorer or Titanic Honor and Glory. Which one? Which stream are you going to tune into? Who knows? But part-time explorer or Tom Linsky's deal is that he's good friends with the authors of On a Sea of Glass, which is like the most comprehensive book about the sinking of the Titanic. So you gotta weigh your options. You know, it's a bit difficult. So here's a little notice of Titanic Honor and Glory as it is now, demo 401. At 50% of the grandest ship ever built, she is certainly our largest and most detailed Titanic recreation to date. We are proud to release this massive accomplishment for free, as yet another thank you to a fan base that has supported us through thick and thin, to say the least. I'm looking at you, Tom. Anyway, though through it all, our mission has stayed constant, to bring our community the greatest virtual Titanic recreations ever built. We are proud to now pursue this mission in not one, but 2 projects. What is this? What is this? Why is it 2 projects? Under development at this moment is the full experience of this demo, known as Titanic Project 401. In this new project, uncover Titanic's captivating history through immersive voiceover, historic photographs, and the real-life testimony of those who endured her sinking. Other new features include VR compatibility, night and sunset settings, environmental sound design, and more. So basically, you get to explore the ship and learn about the ship. Basically, you're going to be by yourself, and it's going to be like this calm environment, day or night, sunset, yada yada. VR, which is great, of course. For a virtual museum like this, VR is kind of essential. So, what's the next project? In addition to Project 401, development continues on our flagship project, Titanic Honor and Glory, which aims to recreate 100% of the Titanic with more visual detail, historical accuracy, and gameplay capabilities than ever before. Oh, with more visual detail. Okay, so while these are now 2 separate projects, we have no doubt that we will improve both for the better as we develop them side by side, much like the Titanic and Olympic once were 111 years ago. And progress updates can be found on Patreon. Please check them out. There's going to be more sex involved. Told me a Titanic Friday stream. Yeah, so I guess Titanic Honor and Glory will be 100% of the ship as opposed to this Demo 401, which will be, and Project 401 will be, I guess, 50% of the ship, but it will have like historical annotations basically. And I guess Titanic Honor and Glory will feature gameplay capabilities, which I imagine like a map, you know, a layout of the ship, so you know what's what. And I get they're leaving out the sinking animation, the sinking simulation. So I'm not sure if they're going to go ahead with that, though that was kind of promised a long time ago. So we'll see how that turns out. Anyways, let's continue. let's just turn off the music. We don't need that. We got Terra Nova music playing in the back. I made lots of new cues. I got 40 minutes of new music done in the past few days, so we're probably gonna get some of those in the backgrounds today. So, what's been refined a lot since last time we checked this out is you can really select more specifically where you want to go, you know? So we're gonna start towards the bottom and make our way to the top and explore what there is to see. I'm a big fan of Titanic. I know a lot of things, but not everything. Have I been on a cruise before? I'm pretty sure I've not been on a cruise before. So let's go to the boiler rooms. I did a quick playthrough of this just to check out how everything's running, and I actually did not encounter the boiler rooms before, so yeah. So here it is. This is Unreal Engine 5, I believe. I can't remember now. So yeah, some things changed. This room, when I first visited it a while ago, this one pretty much crashed the stream because I guess of the boiling coal in there. I don't want to hear a GD. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about Jack fitting on that door. So for music, is it harder to compose longer but calmer music or shorter or more fast-paced pieces? As far as the Terra Nova music goes, most of it is pretty much improvised. So like I pick a scene and I map out how long is it going to be. I choose an appropriate synth sound for it and I noodle away. And then, like, the first track is pretty much improvised, and then on top of that I have the structure then to add more instruments on top. So these are the boiler rooms. So it's not that difficult. Not that difficult. Editing takes the longest. Wow, can we go all the way through? Typical working conditions core. Yeah, so, oh, we can explore the, oh, I hit a wall. Oh, there's, it's a bit dark, you can't see, but I think there's something in the way and I can't get through that. Anyway, so it's pretty much gonna be the same thing anyway, so that's as much as we can see of the boiler rooms, which is great. Last time there was a lot more sound in here, and I guess they shut that off for the demo. Can we go up the, yeah, we can go up the stairs. It's a grill-powered ship. That is the truth, huh? The old coal-powered ships. Let's go up again. So this is part of the new music that you're listening to now. It's in part 8, which I just recently completed, which means that the Terra Nova documentary is almost 3.5 hours completely finished, which is great, And about 2 hours or less to go. It's gonna be about 5.5 hours long. Scotland Road. So once we go through this door, we'll enter Scotland Road, which is basically a giant hallway for third-class passengers. It's called Scotland Road. Here's Scotland Road. And I definitely remember this part being a lot more noisy in the previous demo. I think they turned it off for this demo, and now you have to pay for it, I guess, for a Project 401 once it drops. Scullions. I think the signage is a lot more clear now. There's a lot more signs everywhere. The drawing room. Some doors you can enter, some doors you can't. I believe the opened doors are where you can enter. And that's all basically. So this is the second-class stewards' bunks. It looks like nighttime here, but I'm pretty sure it's not. It's like a day for night, basically. What's the release schedule for the Terra Nova doc going to look like? Once per week? Oh no, it's going to be a single video. A single video. I actually can see better this way. Stewards. Stewards Labby. That's an interesting word. I actually never heard that. It's chained off. God damn you. I imagine Demo 401 will have these unchained. So this is Scotland Road, and if you press shift, you can run. Very, very smoothly run. Let's go down a bit. This is the third-class dining area, I believe. Will they be simulating the sink, or is it just the intact ship to walk around? This project, just the walk around. The other project, which is called Honor and Glory, they promised a sinking simulation. I don't know if they're going to go through with that now. They didn't mention it in the most recent update. I can zoom in here. White Star Line, Olympic and Titanic, the largest steamers in the world. And you know, the UE5 is blowing my mind, and it's looking at this is really inspiring. Like, I want to make something like this, but I know it was very difficult for them to make this. And I'm pretty sure last time we checked this out, everything was far more shiny than it is now. So it's a lot more realistic illumination, I'd say. Everything's a lot less glossy, you know. And I was just gonna note that the Olympic and Titanic, made by the White Star Line, were the biggest ships in the world at that time. First it was the Olympic, it was built, it was the biggest ship. Then the Titanic was finished not long after that, and it was slightly bigger. And if you're looking at other big steamships like these from that era, they were not that much bigger. Just like a few feet longer or something, you know, or a few feet wider. And color-wise as well, they also were almost exactly the same as so many other ships. This is an earlier White Star Line ship, as you can see, with the only 2 smokestacks, but it's almost the same thing, you know. I'm not sure what ship this is. It's from a previous generation. You know, if you look at the Lusitania, for example, which was the biggest rival ship, I guess, at that time, was built by the Cunard Line, who are the rivals of the White Star Line. It almost looked exactly the same, almost the same size as well. However, the Lusitania, I believe they had 4 functional smokestacks, which is different from the Titanic. The Lusitania was a big threat to the White Star Line, and it looked powerful and fast because it had 4 smokestacks, which were necessary for that time. However, the designers of the White Star Line ships, Titanic, Olympic, and Britannic, they actually were just as good, if not better, than the Lusitania, and they actually didn't need 4 smokestacks. However, the public at large believed that the more smokestacks, the stronger and better you are. So actually the furthest, the last smokestack was actually a fake smokestack, and I think it was built for storage and some other like vintage or something, I'm not sure, but it definitely was not filled with smoke like the other 3 were. So imagine the Titanic coming out with just 3 smokestacks instead of 4. The theory is that the Olympic sank and the Olympic that kept running was actually the real Titanic. That's a theory, that is a switch theory, as it's known. There's lots of controversy in the Titanic community, and there's lots of controversy in the Terra Nova community as well. Yeah, concerning Captain Scott's actions and Amundsen and all that. So I'm addressing some controversies today, I guess. Which way were we? I think it's further about that. Yes, the Olympic was not involved in the rescue. It was in a completely different place of the world. The Carpathia, however, was involved with the rescue, and that was actually a Cunard Line ship, and they saved a lot of people, and they picked up some lifeboats as well. Trip, 350 in honor of Geno gaming in the Titanic. Thank you so much. Please check out my gaming channel, Geno Samuel for real. This is the engine room, is it? I actually never seen this before. I'm pretty sure I was not even here for the previous time. Maybe this was closed off. Yeah, these are the engines. God damn, and it's so quiet too. Have I seen the game Iron Lung? I have not seen the game Iron Lung, no. The real Terra Nova got swapped. Yeah, so imagine the force that goes in to make these things spin, huh? There's buckets in the way and I can't pass the buckets. There's buckets in the... Oh, fuck. So many buckets, but yeah, it'll be. There's a crate in the way, and I can't I can't get past. But yeah, this is new stuff. It's definitely a lot more animated than it was in the last version of this demo. Shit's cool. There's no sound here though, so I guess you have to pay for sound on Steam. Of course, this is just a free demo. If you want to get the full experience, please support the team. Huh? Shit's awesome. Can we go up? No, we cannot go up because there's a crate in the way for some reason. That's clever. It's actually kind of funny. That's the way to go back. There it is. So any explorable area has the doors open. Simple as that. You don't need to keep a... I think they didn't do this nameplate yet, but let's see. Does it look a bit dark for you? Let me just adjust it real quick. I cannot fix the darkness. The darkness. Exposure offset, that's it. How about this? Max exposure. Okay, I think that's a bit more manageable to see. That's the King of England, I imagine. And this is not very accurate, but Titanic Project 401. 50% of Titanic. This is what Project 401 is going to be. Over 150 unique spaces, unrivaled detail, new gameplay features. This, the latest, largest, and finest Titanic recreation afloat, will be available on Steam. Dates to be announced. Features are virtual reality headset support, nighttime and sunset settings, in-game deck plans. That's good. Full controller support, so you can play it on your Xbox 350. Updated environmental sound design. And these are the new features, I guess, which are the third-class dining saloon, which we've seen, third-class 2 birth room. Birth room? Historic features including White Star testimony, SS particulars, and Queen's Island photographers. Other dishes to be announced. Do not delay. Check out the Patreon. No worries. This is some kind of conference room. Adding some monsters and ghosties and baddies. Okay, this is the plan of the SS Titanic. SS Titanic. That's not quite right, is it? Did the iceberg need too much? Terra Nova need too much. Let's run away. And I believe the third-class passengers had a very hard time to make their way up on deck, which is why so many perished, you know? That's the dining room, no? It is, fuck. I've been here before. See how confusing it can get, especially if you're in the game. I'm gonna widen the lens a bit. Maybe that's a bit too much, but like doing this allows me to better see my peripherals, you know, because if you're just looking at a 2D space, it's kind of difficult to see. That's back to the engine room, I guess, or the boiler room, which I actually can't enter. I can't enter that. I tried it before. Storage, crates, boxes. Let's try to make our way up, huh? Some watertight doors. Is that an elevator, I believe? Oh no, it's locked. It's locked behind the gate, and there's potatoes on the floor. There's sacks of potatoes. That's good. I like that a lot. I want to eat some. Actually, forgot to link my Geno Samuel 4 Real gaming channel in the description, so please check it out yourself. It's at Geno Samuel 4 Real. Is this a game room? Like, is this for playing squash, perhaps? Is this Steam or is this some open source thing? It's a work in progress. It will be on Steam eventually. This is a free demo of it, so it doesn't have full features as the one on Steam would. However, it's not bad. Oh, cool. So this is a plan of Demo 401 2.0, which was what we're exploring now. Red is explorable areas. Pink is visible areas, as in places that you can see but can't enter. And Skip points? There's skip points. There's skip points? Huh? I mean, there's a... I'm confused. Anyway, to help with loading times, you actually have to go through different stages and go through a door, and then it loads the next level basically, as opposed to the previous version where it was just all one go and you can just walk everywhere in one fell swoop without any loading time in between. This is a bit different because this is a lot bigger file actually. 1.4 was, I believe, 12 gigabytes. This one is close to 40 gigabytes. So it's a lot of stuff in here. Again, you see this is visible but not accessible. That's the difference. Let's go up the stairs. As you can see, do they have an infirmary on board? They do. They have an infirmary. They have a bath as well. They have some drinking fountains right there. Oh no! Who put these cases up in here? As you can see, the third class stairways are much more unelegant than a second class or even first class. Of course, the first class stairways have, of course, the spiral. You know, the mirrored spirals. And we're up on deck actually. I think we skipped some bits. We can explore later on. So yeah, it's a very, very sunny, lovely day. This isn't the game. This is Japan. I want to plug Ocean Liner's design real quick. No affiliation, just love their Titanic content. Ocean Liner. Okay, so see, as what I mean, the second class promenade, I have to load it in. Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna go to the back first because I want to explore as much as I can in this stream. Let's go up here. This is going towards the what's it called? The stern, is it? Stern is the back. The bow is the front, the stern is the back, right? I'm not quite, I'm not that well versed with my nautical lingo. F. No ice in sight, yeah. It's a very calm day. Quick notes, maybe they can fix this later on. This flag waving should not be reflected in the water this way. I mean, I get it, this is how mirrors work. However, the reflections are implying that the flag is fucking gigantic and it's over the water right there, immediately over the water, and that's not quite right, you know? I know reflections are a tricky thing, and you'll see many mirrors in this virtual museum, you might say. They're, you know, a bit pixelated because mirrors are difficult to handle. Kind of ominous that no one else is on the ship. Yeah. As you can see, these lights, these are directional lights that are actually used, I believe, on ships today and on planes as well. So the red light indicates that it's the port side of the ship, and the green light indicates it's the starboard side. This helps other ships and coast guards, for example, to see the orientation of a ship. You know, if you just see red lights, then you know which way the ship is going. You know, in case there's they need to be helped, or you need to escape, or whatever. You know, it's the same with the planes. They have a red light on the left wing and the green light on the right wing, I believe. I think those are the colors. So let's pass into the other area. Mario 64 got mirrors right. Stern is the back of the ship, yeah. So let's go up. F. This is basically the Mary Celeste at this point. Everyone's gone. Speaking of Mary Celeste, Part-Time Explorer did a great video exploring the mystery behind the Mary Celeste, and I think he reached a very reasonable conclusion as to what happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste. And as you can see, this is the second class stairway. It looks very, very different from the third class one. It's much more, much better decorated. Got glossy woods. There's lots of pianos on board as well. For entertainment, of course. This is, let's look at the, I feel like there was one before, maybe not. Anyway, this is like a seating area, a reading room, a smoking room. If the Titanic 2 was made today, this would be the tweeting room, I believe. Don't you just miss this kind of stuff? Don't you just want to have a cruise ship that looks like this? More than instead of what you have today? I mean, I've never been on a cruise. Maybe it looks better than the Titanic, though I doubt it. I guess people don't have enough money to make stuff look so nice anymore, huh? Let's go up again. There's another reading room, smoking room. Should we count the lifeboats? Should we count the rivets? I know there's some debate going on whether they used an odd or even number of rivets on the ship, but I'm not going to contribute to that. Is that an ashtray? That's cool. I think those are ashtrays. Are they? Maybe they're just trash bins. You know, there's an ashtray on the table, matches here, wine glass, and here for some bigger trash, isn't there? Best Titanic game since Titanic. Is there a chapel? There may be a chapel. I guess you have to go download it and try to explore it yourself, unless I find it. That's our challenge. No, I'm not going to challenge myself to do that. The reflections are looking great. I'm thoroughly amazed. Unreal Engine 5 is thoroughly unreal. Let's go outside again. There's the boats. Funny fact, maybe you don't know this, but the Titanic did not have enough lifeboats for everybody, which is not a Titanic specific thing. Back then, every single ship that sailed pretty much did not have enough lifeboats for everybody. The issue with the Titanic is that it got caught. That's all. The Titanic disaster had to happen in order for people to be convinced that they had to get more life ships onto these ships, more lifeboats onto these ships. I wonder if you can actually interact with these later on and actually swing a boat out. I'm going backwards somehow. I'm on the aft end again. That's the fake. That's the fake smokestack. As you can see, I believe there's actually a window here, immediately under it. You can actually look through it and go to the other side. You can look through it and go to the other side. Like there's. I don't think it needs to be this big, you know, because that's not usable really. Just throw them out casually. The captain was getting ice warnings in the chapel, huh? Oh, that's the skylight over there. Cool. Let me go forward. Engineer's Promenade. Let's go. Enter. Oh, that was quick. I think it's just a little area here for engineers only. No passengers allowed, I believe. And then you can cross over to the first class promenade. Now we're in first class. Taking some time to load. Okay, there you go. This is the third smokestack. There you go. Iconic view. What a great view though, huh? You want to explore the ship too? That'd be fucking cool. It's very quiet though. I'm pretty sure there's pretty much no noise except the clocks. That's a new addition in this update, is that they have ticking clocks. I get what's happening. Their reflections and they're reacting based on what is happening on like this side of the screen, you know? That would make sense if they were like immediately opposite these windows here, like if they were like in this area here, but no, they're too far away, and this is not quite how real life light works. So I'm not sure if they can fix that. I guess this is how Unreal Engine 5 is quirky in some ways, huh? Maybe they can fix that. Iceberg is the final boss. Should be able to prevent or accelerate the sinking. God damn. I'm trying to get in there. I believe I saw the big old first class staircase inside somewhere. I think there's a way in through here somewhere. First class main stairway. That's it. Let's go. This is one of the first class bedrooms, I guess. We're gonna explore this. This demo is a dry run of the ship. The sinking simulation might be coming out a bit later. I'm not sure yet. But if you have any complaints, please contact vdr.llc. So this is the iconic staircase. Interesting note about the staircase is that it's actually, in real life, it was a lot smaller than the one that's pictured in James Cameron's Titanic. You know, the classic scene with Jack and Rose. Jack standing up here. Can you hear the ticking? You can actually. The modeling is pretty damn good. Of course, the closer you look, it looks a bit more blocky. But what are you gonna do? This thing is huge. Looks great. Absolutely fantastic. What they've achieved with this is amazing. Hey, I'm Jack. This staircase is a lot more narrow than what is pictured in James Cameron's Titanic, which I guess it looks more cinematic if you make it bigger. But maybe also clocks. Maybe people were actually smaller back then, is the thing, because there were some life jackets, life vests recovered from the Titanic sinking, and they're a lot smaller actually than what you would expect for a grown person to wear, you know, these days. I think our nutrition shaped us the way that we are these days in a very different way as to what people back then experienced, you know? Let's go forward. I think this is forward. We can skip ahead into other areas a bit later from the main menu. This is one of the bedrooms, I guess. This is first class? This kind of feels like second class, honestly. The wood is a bit damaged already. God damn, it's just the maiden voyage. This is so much nicer than modern cruise ships. What happened to us, bros? Everything was a lot nicer before. I mean, we have two beds, two bunk beds. No, actually, it's one bunk and two beds. That's double bed though. So I guess it's enough for max 4 people, and for that reason, you have 2 sinks. Up to 4 people can wash their hands at the same time. One of them is using freezing cold water, and the other is boiling their skin off. As you can see, the mirrors here are a bit wonky. It gets the point across, of course. What can you do? I mean, if you want to experience the real Titanic, you might as well just build Titanic 2, huh? That's the only thing you can do. This is a lavatory, is it? Everything looks so lovely and marbly. Where do you take a dump? You take a dump right here. I can't squat? Oh, yeah, there we go. I did it. I squatted. Engaged and vacant. That's another one that's half open. Cool, so that's the lavatories right there. You can see the front of the ship right there. There's another room, I believe. Yeah, it's a different room. It's got a couch. This looks like second class, actually. I might be wrong. But first class passengers, I believe, had their own bathroom connected to their bedrooms. So I believe this is second class. And it looks very nice. Obviously, it looks better than first class bedrooms in modern day cruise ships, maybe. When they say it was luxurious, they are not messing around. This was amazing. Amazing to be honest. And it's a shame that more people, I guess, at the time did not really appreciate what they had. Just how good they had it back then, huh? Here's the elevators here. Actually on the lower floor. Can you see through them actually? Yeah, you can. There are open holes on the top, I guess. A deck. Smoking in the companionways is strictly forbidden. So that's nice. That's nice. I wish China had these rules. Fuck. Smoking everywhere. Smoking in the hospital. Fuck. Anyway. They thought things would get better in the future. You know, me making a documentary about Terra Nova and streaming about the Titanic may seem kind of irrelevant to each other. Officers' quarters. I might actually enter here now. They are in a way related a bit, you know, because the Terra Nova expedition was between 1910 to 1913, Titanic 1912, so they kind of match up. They happened actually at the same time, pretty much, and after the Titanic sinking was a very long period of mourning, of course, for the British public, especially because most of the passengers were British, I believe. This is the so-called Marconi room, and after the Terra Nova expedition experienced some losses, let's say, I'm not going to give away the plot too much, but they actually had I think a bigger response than what occurred in the aftermath of the Titanic. So yeah, they are actually quite closely related, you know. And of course, Terra Nova, it was a ship. It was a very small ship in comparison to the Titanic, but Titanic is a ship. So this is where the two telegraph operators were operating from here. It's not that far off from. Whoa, I didn't see this from actually. I guess this is the actual generators that power this wireless communication device, huh? That's cool. Actually, funny thing is that the day before, their machinery broke down. And they actually spent a very long time trying to fix it themselves, even though they were not supposed to. Phillips and Bride were the names of the wireless operators, that's right. I believe Phillips went down with the ship, and Bride was let go by Phillips. Say, you go on ahead and save yourself, and he did. He did save himself, I believe. So what happened is that their machinery broke down, and at the time of the sinking, they were not. I mean, they were on like 30 hours of no sleep at that time, so they were incredibly fatigued already. But they managed to fix the machinery themselves, even though they were not supposed to. That actually broke some rules. They were supposed to do some like backup stuff instead. But they fixed the machinery after 30 hours of work, basically 20 or 30 hours of work with it. And yeah, and they managed to get the message out. The CQD and the SOS reached some ships, including the Carpathia, which then saved lots of people. These are their bunks, I guess, so they could sleep in their office. Same thing happens in China. And I think the bridge is somewhere around thereabouts, hereabouts. Titanic definitely will be the last living examples of the Belle Epoque. What an era. Can we go forward again? No, just the Marconi room again. Okay, I'm getting lost. I think I have to go through some things here, maybe. There, that's the bridge right there. Funny thing is, I actually mentioned this before in the previous stream, is that the bridge comes from the term bridge. Originally, it was on the paddle boat steamships of America. There was actually a bridge in between the two paddle wheels on either side of the ship. This is where the captain was observing stuff. There was an actual bridge at one point on ships, and the name stuck. Wasn't there a fire that weakened the hull before the iceberg hit? That is a theory. There was a coal fire, yes. There was a coal fire which maybe blackened and damaged the ship, I don't know. But some people say that it didn't really do any damage, which made it sink basically. People doubt that. These are Morse lights, I believe. They're on both sides of the ship. They're on both sides of the ship, and they were actually used to contact the light that they could see during the sinking. During the sinking, way over there, there was a light very far away in the distance, and they tried to contact it with these Morse code lights. They were very strong, I imagine, but no, it was just way too far away. Way too far away. And it's pretty much confirmed, I guess, is that the light in the distance that people aboard the Titanic during the sinking saw was the Californian. It was a ship called the Californian. I believe they did get a distress message from the Titanic, but they refused to engage with it. I'm not sure about that. I'm actually not sure if they got the message. However, they did see the flares. They definitely did see the flares, I believe, but the captain dismissed it. They might have saved it actually. I was watching some other streams, some past Titanic streams of the animations, in preparation for this stream, basically made by Titanic Honor and Glory and Part-Time Explorer as well. And someone asked, why didn't they just first class accommodations? Now we're going to be able to see some real good shit. Someone said, why didn't they just slowly coast towards that light and bridge the distance? I imagine it was because since there was a hole in the hull of the ship, that actually putting speed onto the ship would actually increase the amount of water going in. So I imagine that's why they wouldn't do that. So anyway, I think this is a coffee maker room. I might be wrong, I may be completely wrong, but it looks like these things heat water, and then there's some hot water going into a glass cup or something. I might be wrong about this. Favorite Zappa album? His late 70s and early 80s stuff is hot. The Californians saw the flares, but they were white, not red. Thus they thought they were fireworks and thought it was a party. Damn. Damn. The Carpathia had to avoid a lot of icebergs to get to the Titanic. There was another ship actually which was at about the same distance away as the Carpathia. However, they were basically blocked by lots of ice and they couldn't make it in time, I think. Where the hell are the first class quarters? This is a fucking maze. Officers' quarters. No. I think I have to go to a different room for the bedrooms. Coffee is truly a staple of humanity. The estate rooms. This is a good ship. It actually had really old and beat up rivets when building the ship, and made it super easy to pop out when it hit the iceberg. It was to save on costs. See, it's always about saving on costs. At least these days, I think people are more inclined. I can't find it. I honestly cannot find the estate rooms. I just keep walking in circles. It feels like people care more about safety these days because they're afraid of lawsuits. So in a way, they're saving money, in a way, by making things more safe, so they don't get they don't get lawsuits after lots of people die, you know? But as a consequence, the passengers don't experience such a luxurious trip as someone 100 years ago would. Sure, it looks like shit these days, but it's a heck of a lot safer. That's the trade-off. The music playing in the background is stuff from the Terra Nova documentary that I'm making. I made it myself, and this will be featured as the background music. Which channel are you uploading the Terra Nova? I'm uploading the Terra Nova documentary on this channel. In case you missed it, I'm at the back again. Fuck. This is a goddamn maze. Yes, I will be uploading on this channel, Geno Samuel 3. Please like and subscribe. Don't miss Terra Nova documentary when it drops. Looks lovely though. I heard the Titanic was rated for 2-compartment flooding, just like the Costa Concordia. Really? I'm really into Arctic and Antarctica expeditions. Me too. Me too. If the Antarctica doc goes well, I might make it a thing and do more Antarctica docs. I'm actually gonna go to the main menu so that I can better explore what we've missed. Because we have this feature. Let's go to the baths because they're quite well below deck. So glad you decided to. I did not ever promise. Never promised it to be available for streaming. I'm gonna upload the soundtrack on Bandcamp, and that's as far as it goes. Anyway, here's the pool. Let's jump in. Boom. Whoa. Can I crouch? I can actually go underwater now. That's fucking awesome. Is it 3 meters? That makes sense, no? Oh, it's feet. Huh, okay. Cool. Love it. I could swim really fast. There we go. Going to purposely miss the turnover to do a little trolling. God damn you. Nice. This is a quick shower room to wash yourself off. Wash away all the chlorine. These are changing rooms. Very nice. Very nice stuff. And this is... Okay, this is the... Come on, can I... Yeah, there it is. Previous stream, 1.4, in the earlier versions of this demo, there was a guy in there. There's an actual guy in there. And this is... It's not labeled, but this is actually an electric bath. You heard me right, it's an electric bath. I did a quick search about this right before the stream. It was a real thing. It was actually in some places named after Benjamin Franklin. It's called like the Franklinizer or something like that. And it sounds as crazy as you might think. Actually, it's like cold water with a little bit of voltage in it to like boost your immune system or something. It's fucking wild. And apparently some places still have electric baths. Like in Japan, I've seen pictures of electric baths in Japan. Where you like dunk parts of your body into electrified water and like, feels good, nice. You know, shit's wild. This is the opium room, I guess. This definitely looks like an opium den. Already pre-bought 3 of the Terra Nova soundtrack vinyls. If I released on vinyl that soundtrack, I imagine it'd be like a quadruple vinyl, because it is literally about 5.5 hours of music. Because as long as there is movie, there will be music. That's pretty much how it goes. I can't tell what this is, but this does not look good. This might be a morgue. This might be a morgue. It kind of looks like either an operating table or a morgue, possibly. As you might know, on cruise ships, there's lots of old people, especially these days, especially the last half a century or so, and it looks like an Ireland from the polio era. It kind of looks like that, no? But apparently it isn't. Apparently it's an electric bath. And yeah, most cruise ships, I think all cruise ships have to have a morgue area, you know? Nice. Because old people are more likely to die than younger people. It's not impossible for young people to die, but it's a lot more likely for old people to die, so they have to brace themselves for that fact and have a morgue ready just in case. Let's go to linen storage. Store your linens. The Franklin Friar. Where are my linens? Oh, there's my linens. God damn, they look like potato sacks. I guess these are all like the bed sheets and the pillow sheets, you know, there's wrapped in sacks. Lots of sacks. It's a fucking hacky sack right here. Wow. Why is this guy on his own? What naughty stuff did this potato sack get up to? He's on his own. He's in the dunce's corner. Let's go up. And here is Scotland Road again. God damn it. Okay. Let's get out. Baby crib, yeah. Let's go to first class. I want to see the first class cabins again, and this, of course, the first class dining room. Potato sack jail. Linen storage. I said linen, not Lennon. God damn it. This is really the starter first class. It kind of looks bleak, but once you enter these doors, it's pretty damn good. Smoking? Yeah. Okay. Staterooms. Okay, there we go. There's the staterooms. This is first class. Oh, fuck. You got a fucking lobby in your bedroom. God damn it. First class was not kidding around. Damn. And you can hear the ticking clock over here. I love this queue so much. Excuse me for being a bit quiet here. And this is their bedroom. Everything is lacquered wood. Do you think it would be smelly? You know, to have so much lacquer in your life? Or do you think they live in lacquer, so you basically get used to it after a while? And it's a door straight into... Is this only accessible for them? What am I looking at? This door is partially open, meaning that I can probably open it a bit more later on. What the hell is this? Oh, is this a... It's a hidden door, no? Because it seems like in case of emergency, if they're loading the ships, maybe they can... passengers can go through that door over there, which is hidden behind this more fancy looking, more fancy looking door. So let's go. Let's go ahead. Damn, this looks fancy. Ladies, don't mind if I do. Wow. Wow. This is amazing. Wow, this actually looks kind of photorealistic even. This is what I'm talking about. This red and green color scheme just you know, it denotes class and elegance. And fucking hell. I imagine you had to have to pay a pretty damn good penny to get this level of treatment aboard the Titanic. God damn it. It's a... I don't want to say that they didn't deserve it, but it is a shame that first class cabins were pretty much on top of the deck, and they had the easiest way to escape, you know? Such is the way. These rooms are numbered. Opulent, yeah. Rich people were preserved in lacquer in these days. 5 doubloons? That's a lot of doubloons, man. Are these all connected rooms? Yeah, these are all connected rooms, actually. I guess there's a... Each of these are bedrooms, and they can all hang out together and open the doors, I guess. Yeah, I see. Is that might be their private bathroom? I'm not sure. The door's not open. It's possible. Or maybe a closet space. Seems like ladies and gentlemen are separated here. Maybe if they're single, then they're separated. That was a thing in ships back then. I'm not sure if this is a thing on cruise ships now, but back then they had to make sure that there was no funny business going on between single ladies and the single gentlemen, which were not that gentle at all in some cases. Like, for example, during the days of the SS Arctic, which was also a White Star Line ship, it capsized. I mean, it struck a rock off the coast of Nova Scotia, and it fairly gradually sank. And the thing is that ships back in those days, back in 1873, this is the first class dining room, lovely. Back in those days, they were separated in such a way as to physically separate the women and children and the single men. So the single men were towards the front of the ship, and the women and children were at the back of the ship. In between them was the together families with the husbands and wives and children together to act like a buffer zone, basically. And unfortunately, during the sinking of the Atlantic, right? Yes, the SS Atlantic. Basically, the aft part of the ship sank first and sank the hardest, which meant that every single woman and child died, and it was only men survivors. Actually, there was one boy who survived. It's like about 10 years old, and he actually snuck in with like his older brother. His older brother snuck him in to like a forward compartment or something like that. I think he was too young to stay with the single men up front, but I think his older brother was with the single men, and he was in the back, so he snuck into the front and he survived just because of that. Though I don't think his brother did. Yeah. The Arctic is a different thing. The Atlantic is a different thing. Yeah, the Arctic was a Collins Line ship, which sank in 1853, I think. So this is the Friday guest list. 12th of April, 1912. Where I'm at, it's 12th of April, so this is very appropriate, 111 years ago. They actually did change some of the names here as well. Before, they were basically like, I guess, patron names and the names of some of the creators and the researchers that contributed to this project. Part-Time Explorer has a great video on the tragedy of the Arctic. Check out Part-Time Explorer. So Kyle and Derek and Matt, and James and Jack, maybe. I'm not sure, but these are like the main developers and the showrunners. HMS Atlantic. That actually sounds better. It's the SS Arctic, no? And the HMS Atlantic. I think so. So these are the main developers and showrunners, Kyle and Derek and Matt, I believe. And most of these other names are actually real. You got Bruce Ismay. You got John Astor. I'm pretty sure you got Violet Jessup right here. Martin Rothschild. Interesting. So these are, I think, real guests for the most part. It's pretty cool. the guest list, and these are very, 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 very fancy. White Star versus Cunard, that's right. Yeah. Part-Time Explorer has great videos on ships, and I'm kind of inspired to do my own things on ships, especially, hopefully, I get it done in time before he does something. But I want to make something about the Halifax explosion of 1917. I want to do a little recreation of that as I'm making the documentary. Like, he's using Unreal Engine 5 to make his ship models and like animate them, and it makes for a much more compelling watch, you know? So it's a really great idea. He's not involved with this project anymore, but is it still gonna do a Titanic stream? Because basically it's his thing, even though he's not involved with this project anymore. So, and he's not really interested in the Titanic anymore, even as well. I mean, because even back then, when he left, he was criticized for not being involved with the Titanic anymore, basically. What graphics card I have? I have a GTX 3060, and it's enough for this, which is great. I can stream and I can do this. It looks fairly smooth, I guess. Maybe I think it's 30 frames because it's streaming, but if I set my streaming to 60 frames, maybe it'll work. Yeah, you can probably remember watching some scenes from this location from the James Cameron movie. Anything I missed? I think we're just about ready to zip away. Can't wait for this game to come out. Been waiting 10 years for it. I know, right? It's been a long time coming. The bath, officers only. Where air is forward. Post office and baggage, which is like, I think, the only part that we missed. From what I remember of that guy, he was a problematic team member and is largely responsible for why this game has been in development hell. It seems like it, because he had very lofty ideas about what he wanted Titanic Honor and Glory to be, and his idea for the game was to make it basically populated with 2,000 NPCs, all of them accurately modeled based on the people who were on board. They were all interactable. They were all timed to do whatever they were timed to do. Someone's birthday. Oh, it's Captain Scott's birthday. That's why you heard the birthday theme there. Titanic Simulator. That's right. This is Titanic Honor and Glory. Check out the link in the description to see more details about this. Oh, you got postcards. So yeah, these are... There are actually lots of... Fuck. I get distracted. Tom Linsky of Part-Time Explorer fame. Yeah, he was on the... he was the main showrunner, and he was in charge of getting funding and attracting sponsors and funders, you know, for the Titanic Honor and Glory project. However, he was not doing that. He was actually spending time developing his own YouTube channel and neglecting Titanic entirely, basically. And yeah, he was ousted from the company. I guess it was mutual in the fact that he did not get along with the team, that the team did not like him. He did not want to be part of Titanic anymore, basically. So I think it's a good reason to leave, huh? But it's a damn shame because they had to rebuild their reputation once more, and it's looking good now. It's looking good. And he's doing great stuff on his YouTube channel by himself. Even though, like, about 2 years ago, he announced that he was developing a Lusitania interactive virtual museum model thing of the Lusitania, because he was very public about it, that he prefers the Lusitania over the Titanic in looks and elegance, whatever, yada yada. And yeah, he made one trailer on YouTube about the Lusitania project, and no more updates since then. Tom Linsky, please do not get involved with any of these projects, I guess, because I don't think you can handle it. I'm not sure what's going on with that. He was suffering from what was feature creep and didn't have any clue about the limitations of not only contemporary hardware, but what his own team could realistically do. Exactly. They were just modeling furniture. They're making chairs and beds and tables and walls. You want them to do fully animated. It's 2,000 detailed NPCs. God damn it. He was nuts. He was nuts. Anyway, this is the mailroom, as you can see, and there were I think five postmasters in charge of the mailroom here. During the sinking, they got a lot of the mail out on top onto the deck, but I think no one survived. All 5 died, and 2 of their bodies were recovered. Sounds like me and my project car. Actually, I believe the United States Post Office is actually obliged to still deliver any mail that is recovered from the Titanic wreck. A lot of it is not recovered, and probably there's not much interest in recovering it either, because everyone's dead, basically, so there's not much point in getting the mail out. Geno time, let's go. Yes, it's almost time to go away. Sorry about that, I'm almost done. Let's go on top of the deck again and say goodbye. Just like Castaway. There's lots of new areas that I didn't see. This is a switchboard? Damn. Yeah, I think these are emergency doors in case of an emergency. When the lifeboats are being lowered, you can go through this doorway and enter them. The Olympic-class liners were some of the most beautiful ships ever made. I'd go as far as to say they look better than many ships in service today. I don't think that is a wild claim to make. That is, I think, very true. Nothing looks as good today as it did back then. Yeah, I know they tried very hard to replicate all the colors and all the patterns to the best of their abilities based on what information was available, because most of the time all they had was black and white pictures of some portions of the ship. They have the blueprints, sure, but for the finer details, you know, they have to research a heck of a lot to do. Love the James Cameron movie, but it's very difficult to watch. The older I get, the more I realize how unfathomably tragic it was. You mean the tragedy or the love story? Or the movie? I can't go through this, huh? There's some aspects of the James Cameron movie that were not very well depicted, at least not very realistic. Like, for example, Officer Murdoch's demise, you might say. In the movie, as you might know very well, he shoots himself in the head as everyone's panicking because he can't handle it. And imagine what his relatives must feel seeing, they're like, I think grandparent even at that time. You know, he was a very respectable man. It's very well known that he did his job very, very well. And to see him portrayed as like a coward, basically, that's terrible. So, boo James Cameron for that detail. Fuck. I think there was a report of a second shot being made, which I guess maybe some people rumored that it was Murdoch killing himself, but it was never confirmed. Fifth Officer Lowe, who was handling one of the lifeboat loadings. Men, I think, were crowding the boat and trying to escape and jump onto the boat, and he fired a warning shot into the air with his pistol to get people to get away. That is true. That did happen, actually. There's some money in the safe. We should just take it. Those dollars? Some halagadalas. Are these period accurate? Did $100 look like this back then? That's interesting. I think it's uncertain. This is the memo room, apparently. Got some mail in here. Got some newspapers in there as well. I can't jump. I can't jump though, which is a bit of a shame. Haruomi Hosono, being the grandson of Masabumi Hosono, the only Japanese passenger and survivor of the Titanic, is so crazy. Haruomi Hosono, is that someone famous? Because I know that Hosono-san was the only Japanese passenger on the Titanic, and he survived. He jumped into the water to save his life, or like jumped onto a boat, and he did survive. And he was shamed for it once he got back to Japan, because because the way the Japanese treat, you know, stuff like that, you know, there was a big tragedy, and Hosono, they felt, should have let himself perish instead of save his own life selfishly. Is what the thinking was. And some other survivors also were seen that same way. Like, for example, Bruce Ismay. Of course, he eventually killed himself because of the terrible life that he had ever since the sinking of the Titanic. People blaming him for surviving while everyone else died around him, you know? Him getting onto a lifeboat very calmly. And his seat could have been saved for someone else, you know? But I think his reasoning at the time is that on top of the deck, there was not that many women and children around, and no one was willing to get on to the lifeboats because maybe they thought that they didn't need to. There was no sense of urgency at that time yet. So Bruce Ismay was like, fuck it, I'll get on whatever, you know? He didn't like steal a seat from a child, you know? I know his family sued for defamation when the movie came out. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. This is the kind of stuff that you have to watch out for when you're making biopics. I want to get up. I want to get up to the very front. I'm not sure if I can do that, but I'll die trying. God damn it! This is the officer quarters again. Maybe I'll just stop it here. I don't think I ever got to the front of the ship. I'm pretty sure I can. I can never get there. Never get there. If I follow the map, you know, that you can see sometimes. Oh, right there, for example. Maybe I can make my way through. Is it even covered? It's not actually. It's not even. It's as you can see, it's pink, meaning it's visible. Crow's nest. Okay, I have to explore this further, because apparently you can go up the crow's nest. Possibly, you have a skip point. You can like basically teleport to the crow's nest, which I really would like to do, but I will not do it in this stream. So let's close up shop real quick and just explore, just enjoy the view this way as I'm chatting to y'all. The communication from the crew was horrible, and the big reason why so many people died. That is true. Apparently, like max 5 people of the crew truly knew what was gonna happen to the Titanic. It was Captain Smith, it was Andrews, maybe Bruce Ismay, maybe Murdoch, and that's pretty much it. Like everyone else of the crew thought. Oh, wait. Haruomi Hosono is a Japanese musician and one of the... Oh, you mean... I mean he's from YMO. Then I know him. Of course I know him. Sure. Most of the crew did not really know how bad the situation was going to be, and understandably, I guess, the captain and others did not want to panic everybody by saying how fucking screwed everyone is. So they try to keep it hush hush. And Murdoch knew how bad it was going to be, because he saw the iceberg crashing into the Titanic, and Chief Officer Lightoller did not, and he was taking it easy, I guess. I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely Murdoch knew how bad in a place they were going to be. Where's the painting that the ship's designer was looking at? What? Oh, that one? Yes, also from ELO. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm not sure, but yes. Anyway, Andrews. That was. Yeah, Phillips and Bride would know as well, because captain's orders. Because from the captain. So okay, that's like 5 people right there, five or 6, and and I think they did get an announcement from the Carpathia, I believe, or another ship saying that help will be arriving in 4 hours. Yay, smile. And when Captain Smith was told, it was like, okay, thank you. You know, because he understood that there was no way out for them. Thomas Andrews, yes, his last sighting was not in that room staring at the painting, drinking himself, basically. That was a confirmed sighting. Definitely someone did see him that way, not long before the sinking, but that is not the confirmed last sighting from anybody of Thomas Andrews. Last confirmed sighting of Thomas Andrews as he was with Captain Smith on top of deck, helping people. That is the true end of Thomas Andrews. Was one of the lead designers of the ship. It's an amazing story, Titanic. Honestly, you know, maiden voyage, sunk tragically, even though it was called unsinkable. Like the head of the company was basically there. Basically, the head designer of the ship was there as well. You know, it's an amazing coincidence that this happened. This happened to happen. I guess since it was the maiden voyage, you know, you had to have these representatives on board, you know, because just to show how much they trust what they make, they have to board it on the maiden voyage. What is it about people wanting to keep quiet when there's a massive disaster? I get they need to prevent a total panic, but also the crew could have been way more prepared. Yes, that is true. The music died for some reason. I know that I didn't reach the end of my playlist because I do have a lot more music than just like 1 hour. I have I have maybe, let's say 3.5 hours of music. Okay, let's get in there. Boom. Okay. Let's go. My playlist died actually. I really doubt that this is the end. Okay, there we go. So this is the end of the stream. And I think, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say that considering not panicking people, I think people should have been more panicky, because for the first half of the evacuation process, so many of the boats were half full and even less than half full, and you could have saved so many more people if they were much more encouraged to escape the ship, you know? So, this has been the stream. If you're interested in new streaming room, yeah, definitely it is. There was also a rumor that the Captain Smith swam to a lifeboat to give a woman a baby from the water and then was swept under. Incredible story, and I really doubt that happened, because I feel like there would be more corroboration about that. Because like, if it didn't come from one of the survivors, then I think it's pretty much falsified. So yes, please, this is a wonderful project in memory of all the people who made the ship, and all the people who lost their lives on the ship. Please check out Titanic: Honor and Glory. They will be releasing this project on Steam eventually. There's a few projects. There's a couple of projects. Pretty much, I guess, using the same model, more or less, but having different features involved with it. I kind of feel like they could just make these different playable features available in the single game, but whatever. Project 401. and Titanic Honor and Glory available for your support, with your support on Patreon. Not for me though, I'm not affiliated yet, not really. So please check out the link down below if you want to support. Terra Nova documentary, coming so close to fruition, as is their project, featuring, you know, the same kind of year. Has some nautical themes, has some 1911, 1912 themes as well, so check out Titanic Honor and Glory. No, Terra Nova, The White Silence, the 5.5 hour long documentary about the great Antarctic expedition led by Captain Scott to the South Pole. Will be out very soon on this channel, Geno Samuel 3. Like and subscribe and hit the bell button. Don't miss any more updates. If you want to see more sneak peeks, check out my Patreon, linked down below. Don't miss a beat. Don't miss a heartbeat. Aside from Terra Nova, any upcoming stuff we should be looking out for? I got music stuff. On my music channel. The new album is almost done. It's gonna be called Terra. Don't get confused. Terra Nova and Terra are different things. Please check that out when it drops as well. And you know, the other Christian stuff is going along swimmingly as usual. Don't even worry about it. June's gonna make a pop related to Titanic. I will not. Please don't make me say that. The Titanic Honor and Glory theme have this down pat, as they say, or whatever the hell the expression is. So anyway, that's their thing, and please let them do their thing. They're doing great work with it. Epic. So anyway, excuse me about that. Thanks again for watching, and Terra soundtrack. God damn you. How are you doing that? How are you doing that? I'm gonna ask you later. Anyway, so thanks again. This is me, Geno Samuel 3. Don't get confused. And wishing you all the best. How somber. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see ya when I see ya. Until then, take care of yourselves and take care of someone else. Terra Nova. Thanks again, and see you around. Bye. Hope your days and nights go swimmingly well.